Let me ask you something real. When you look at the way your kids are growing up right now, do you ever feel scared? Scared that the world around them is pulling them away from Islam faster than you can pull them back into it? Scared that the schools, that their friends, that the media, even the cartoons and the music that they're exposed to are shaping them more than you're able to do. Maybe you've already seen it. Your child questioning why they can't do what everyone else is doing. Or you notice the way that they roll their eyes when you remind them about the prayer or remind them about wearing their hijab. And deep down, you worry about whether or not you're losing them. But don't worry, because you're not alone. Every parent I speak to says the same exact thing. Raising children in today's world feels like a battle. But by the end of this video, bi'idhnillah, you'll walk away with some clear, practical ways to strengthen your child's love for Islam, even in a society that's constantly pushing them in the other direction. So let me ask you, how confident are you that your children will hold on to their deen when they get older? This makes me think about a story, and I think some of you who were in one of the previous lives, you remember this story about that brother who his teenage daughter came to him and told him that, I don't really see the point in me wearing hijab anymore. Now, let me ask you a question. How would you have felt? Because the brother was saying, look, it crushed him. I know it would crush me. All of that time he thought he was doing the right thing, just to find out that the dunya was stronger than he was. But the good news is this. It's not about shielding your kids from every bad influence. And this is what many of us try to do. But we find out that this is impossible. The real solution is about building a strong Islamic identity inside your child, so that no matter what the world has to throw at them, they know who they are and they love who they are as a Muslim. And yes, you can start building that today. All you have to do is practice these practical steps that we're going to talk about in this video. Now, let's zoom out for a minute. Ask yourself, why does this issue matter so much? And now I'm going to discuss those lenses that I've become famous for discussing, your personal lens, your community lens, and your future lens. So what do you say we get started? In terms of the personal lens, for you as a parent, this is about your child's soul, their connection to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and their future in this life and in the next. If you mess this up, nothing else is going to matter. Not their grades, their career, or not even how much money they make in the future. And in terms of the community lens, for the ummah, the next generation is everything. If we raise the children who are disconnected from Islam, the ummah is going to be weak. But if we raise children who are proud, strong Muslims, then the ummah grows stronger in the West, no matter how confusing society seems to get. And as far as the future lens, think about where your kids are going to be in about 10 to 20 years if nothing changes. If the media, schools, and their peers are their main teachers, are they still going to be holding on to the Quran and the Sunnah? Or will Islam be just a bunch of background noise and background culture to them? Something that they used to do when they were little or when they were younger. Now pause for a second and think about this. Which of those three lenses we just mentioned hits you the hardest? The personal lens, the community lens, or the future lens? All right, let's get real for a minute. You work hard every day. You come home and you're tired. But your kids are already glued to their screens, watching YouTube, watching shows that teach them values that completely go against what it is we're trying to teach them as Muslims. You send your daughter to school, and her teacher tells her that hijab is oppressive, and her friends are telling her that it's weird. She comes home, she looks at you and says, "Why do I have to wear this?" Or your son. You tell your son not to listen to music and the likes, but the moment you turn your back, his friends are sending him new songs that are filled with messages that you never wanted him to hear, let alone get into his heart. You try to talk to your kids about Allah and Islam, but it feels like you're competing with TikTok, with Netflix, and social media, and all of the rest of the stuff. And you realize that you're losing. Now tell me, does any of that sound familiar? Now, I know that you all from the Patreon Live remember the story of that mother who said that her son once told her that, it's very difficult to be young and be Muslim in this society, and she'll never understand it. You know that crushed her. She had to feel like she was living in a different world from him, and she didn't have access to where he was living at. Now, could you imagine? Put yourself in those shoes. Could you imagine how difficult that would be for a parent to hear from their child? That they feel hopeless in their Islam? This is the reality, though. And if you're going through this, it's not because you're a bad parent. Stop beating yourself up. You're just a parent that is living in a confusing world. But there are practical solutions. So what do? How do we raise children who love Islam even in this environment? I'm going to give you 5 steps that you can start with right now. So make sure to go get your pen and paper and write these down. The first is to build a strong relationship before building rules. Your kids need to know that you love them, that you listen to them, and that they matter to you. If the only time they hear your voice is when you're correcting them or telling them that this is haram, that you can't do this, then they're going to get in the habit of tuning you out whenever you speak. So spend time just being with them. Laugh with them, ask about their day, play games with them. And when this relationship is strong, your words about Islam are going to land softer. And they'll see you as someone that they want to listen to. And the second solution is to make Islam about love, not just about obligation. Too many kids grow up feeling like Islam is just a list of rules. But when they taste the sweetness of Iman, everything changes. Share the stories of the Prophet ﷺ in a way that excites them. Tell them about Jannah in a way that makes their eyes light up. Make dua with them and show them how Allah Ta'ala listens. Islam should be something that fills their hearts with love, not just something that they feel like they have to do. And the third solution is be their first teacher before the world becomes their teacher. If you don't teach your kids about life, trust me, TikTok, Netflix, and the rest of the internet will. Have conversations about the tough topics: identity, gender, relationship, and success. Don't avoid them. Your kids are already hearing about all these things. Do you think they're not? But it's better that they hear it from you first, framed in a way or in the light of Islam. And the fourth solution is to create a strong Muslim environment at home. How many times have you heard me say this? You can't control the world, but you can control what goes on in your house. Fill it with Quran. Let your kids see you praying with khushu'. Talk to your kids about Allah naturally in daily conversations. If your home feels like a place where Islam is alive, your kids are going to carry that identity of Islam, wherever it is that they go. And the fifth solution that I was telling you about, make sure you're getting all this down. If you're not, then just hit rewind on the video and get them down, because I'm telling you, this is the game changer. It's what's going to make the difference. All right. And the fifth solution, connect them with good Muslim friends and mentors. You can't raise your kids all by yourself. They need other Muslims around who are their age, who are also trying to hold on to their deen. They need mentors who can speak to them in ways that you just can't. Whether it's a Muslim youth group, Islamic classes, or trusted family and friends. Give them a circle that reinforces that which you're trying to instill in them. Remember that hadith of the Messenger of Allah alayhi salatu wasalam, where he said that a person is upon the religion of his close friend. So make sure you look closely at who it is that you befriend. We should keep this in mind when we're talking about the types of influences that we have around our kids. Now, granted, these steps aren't magic. They take patience, consistency, and a lot of dua. But they work. And you can start with any one of them that you want today. Now, this is the point in which I want to hear from you. What's the hardest part about raising your kids within Islam or inside of Islam within today's society? Is it the media, the schools, the peer pressure, or is it something else? And be real with me in the comments. You know, I read every single one because I know that many parents are out there going through these same exact struggles. And if this video hit you, don't just keep it to yourself. There are other parents out there struggling with the same exact problems and fears. So here's what I want you to do right now. Hit the like button so that this message reaches more Muslims. Then drop a comment about your biggest challenges as a parent in today's society. And also make sure to share this video with at least one other parent that you know that needs this reminder or these solutions. Together, inshallah, we can support each other and raise a generation of Muslims who aren't confused about their identity, but rather proud, strong, and even more important, connected to Allah.